Hey! Oh, wow. Just immediately, my throat seized up. I'm testing the new recording setup right now. Because Realtek is a piece of shit, and it doesn't like my microphone, or any microphone apparently. I looked it up, I tried to find what the hell was wrong with my system. I kind of expected there was something, wrong with the way I had my software configured. But no, it's actually the fact that my chipset is using Realtek, and Realtek's a piece of shit. So, if you can't hear me very well, I'm very sorry. I am going to quality check this video before I put it online. But, in the meantime, hi. Hopefully the sound quality is a little bit better in this video than it has been in my other vlogs. Because again, I'm using this microphone, which is a high quality condenser microphone. It's a NADY. I don't know how that's supposed to be pronounced. NADY. SCM 800. SCM stands for Studio Condenser Microphone, because that's what it is. It's a studio condenser microphone. So, and I've got Realtek recording in supposedly studio quality. I don't know if it is. If it is, you're probably hearing the air conditioner running because it's hot as balls in here. And here comes the cat right on cue. Come on. Come on over. Come on. There he is. So clearly, I got the audio cables, finally. So that, and they appear to work. So, I'm happy about that. What I'm probably going to do, for the next couple of videos, after, I had Star Fox through episode 21 recorded as of last week. Sorry, I had a thing caught in my throat. But I had Star Fox Adventures up through episode 21 recorded as of last week. I have not done any recording this week because I had up to episode 21 recorded last week, and I haven't done anything with any of them. So I figure, I'll still have a week of material, even if I don't record anything new. But the next time I do record, I have things set up so that I can record with my microphone hooked into the TV tuner card, and hopefully that should work. We'll find out. I'll test the levels and all that, and it'll be fine, I think. If I do everything correctly, what I'd eventually like to be able to do is kind of like what Markiplier does in his videos, where he has the little window up in the corner of the actual, of the gameplay, so that he's got a webcam of his reactions and his frustration and all that. I'd eventually like to be able to do that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure out how to do that, because I'm still kind of new with Adobe Premiere Pro. But I'll figure it out, maybe. In the meantime, the HDMI card did arrive. Unfortunately, I can't use it at the moment. I can use it. I just have to swap it out with the video capture card that I've got in there right now if I ever want to capture HDMI, which is a real pain in the ass. Because in order to swap out the video capture card I've got, I have to unplug everything that's in it. And then, so everything has to come out. It might not be as big of a pain as I'm making it out to be. I don't know, because I've got a new connector for the antenna, and the RF input is actually the one I'm really worried about. But because I've got this new adapter for that, I think it should be okay. Cross my fingers. But at any rate, I'm probably not going to be capturing, I'm not going to be making any HDMI videos for a little while. in addition to swapping out the cards, I would have to install all the drivers, make sure that the software works, because it's a Chinese capture card. Not, I mean, I'm sorry guys, but your manufacturing is crap. So it's notoriously crap. So I have to test it to make sure that it works. So once I get that tested and working, I should be okay. Another thing on the good news front, I'm reasonably confident at this point that my car can make the trip up to Socorro. And I've let the people in Socorro know that I'm planning on making a trip up there within the next month. Probably the beginning of August. Not within the month of July, just because I've got... a coworker is going to be out of town very, very soon. I don't remember when he's leaving, but it's very soon, and he's going to be gone for like 2 weeks. And then my boss is going to be out of town for like a week and a half, and it basically, the end of the month is when everybody's going to be back. And in the meantime, I have to step up my game at work, so it's going to be a little while before I can, get up there just to have the time to leave here to get up there. The drive up to Socorro, it's a 3.5 hour drive each way. I don't remember if I mentioned that in my previous video, but it is. It's a 3.5 hour drive each way. And if my car does break down, heaven forbid, but if my car does break down, I don't want to be away from here when nobody else is here. That's a problem. I can't do that. So it has to be when people are here that I go. Even though I'm reasonably confident at this point that the car can probably make the trip. I don't want to risk it when nobody else is here. Because, I would have to, getting the car towed to a repair place, that's not a problem. I don't have a problem with that. Finding a place to stay for the night where, the car was towed, again, not really a problem. I've got AAA, and I've got AAA Plus, which actually lets them tow my car in New Mexico. I think it's like 80 miles, just on the coverage that they provide, which is phenomenal, because when you're living in New Mexico, the base coverage is only 5 miles, and that won't get you anywhere, but 80 miles, that'll get you to the nearest town. So hopefully I don't need to use that, but in any case, what I was saying, I can get towed to a town, no problem. I can find a place to stay for the night if I need to, no problem. The problem becomes getting from that town back here in a timely manner, because my car breaks down, and it's something that a shop has to look at. It's going to be a couple of days at least before the shop fixes whatever the problem is. So, I have to find a way to get back in a timely manner, and I can't do that if nobody's here. So that's why I don't want to risk it. I'm still kind of worried about it, of course, but like I said, I tested the car today in a number of ways, but in ways I didn't intend to, and the car actually worked just fine in all of those, different manners. So I'm actually pretty confident about the cars being usable. So hopefully in the next month or two, I don't want it to be any later than August 15th, but hopefully in the next month or two, I'll be able to get up to Socorro, get my Super Nintendo, and bring it back here, along with tons of other, not tons of other stuff, but other stuff that was left in this guy's care, so that can be here instead of there. I don't want it to be there anymore. And he's made it abundantly clear that he doesn't want it to be there anymore. So there's that. Let's see here. What else? I told you about the Famicom from the last video. I know this is very, very closely concurrent vlog videos, and honestly, I kind of don't care. The news about the car, the news about this new audio setup, you know, all of that, it was good enough news that, and it was enough good news that I was like, you know what, I'm going to make another video. And so that's what I'm doing. Trying to think of what else I might have done in the last week. I've done a lot in the last week, just very little that's actually relevant to the channel, because as I said in my last video, I've, sorry, I'm not trying to endorse Pepsi, I'm just trying to take a drink. Pepsi started releasing their other sodas in the same style as their throwbacks, as in taking out the high fructose corn syrup, putting in what they call real sugar. It's actually beet sugar, but it's sucrose. It's not fructose. So it is actually a different fundamental sugar. So, and it does taste different. And I personally believe it tastes better. It doesn't taste as syrupy. It doesn't stick in the back of your throat as easily. It still kind of makes you feel a little dehydrated, of course, because it's still got caffeine in it and it's still got sugar in it. But it serves my purposes just fine, which is to have something to drink that tastes good. I was going to talk about... What was I going to talk about? I don't remember now. I was saying, you know, I'm not doing a whole lot, or I've not done in the last week a whole lot to do with the channel, and I mentioned that in the last video. I've been trying to acquire new games, and I know this is really, really soon, the, you know, infancy of the channel and all that. I'm hesitant to say this, but if there's a game that you want to see me play, especially if it's a game I've never heard of, let me know. And if you're willing to send it to me, let me know. I'll give you a shipping address. I might even... you know what? I'll just tell you the shipping address here. My shipping address, just address it to Schizoid Gaming. I'll know what it is. The post office won't, but I will. And if you address it to P.O. Box 221 Mayhill, all one word, M-A-Y-H-I-L-L, New Mexico, 88339. You address it there, it'll get to me. So, you know, that's where I would get my mail. So, if you want to send a game that I haven't heard of, or even a game that I have heard of that I just don't have, that's where it can be sent. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of other, like, okay, if you are interested in sending me games, consoles I have, somebody's trying to message me, consoles I have are the Atari 2600, the Atari 5200, the NES, the Nintendo Famicom, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super NES, or the SNES, as some people seem to like to call it, Sega, Master System, Genesis, and 32X. Oh, and Dreamcast. I haven't been playing the Dreamcast recently, which is why I kind of forgot I had it. N64, Nintendo GameCube, Wii U. I have the capability of playing PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. PS1 and PS2 games, I have the capability of playing them NTSC or PAL. US NTSC, I think there's a difference between US NTSC and Japan NTSC with regards to the PlayStation's encoding, but I can only play the US NTSC for right now. I'm sorry. I can play Japanese Dreamcast games. I can play Japanese N64 games. I can play, obviously, Famicom games. I believe I have the capability of playing Super Famicom games. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to look it up, but I think I do. I've not tried. The cat is clearly upset because the cat doesn't like it when I talk to seemingly nobody. So that's why he's getting all amorous right now. He does this when I'm on the phone too. So it's not that he doesn't like you guys. It's that he doesn't like when I talk to seemingly nobody. What else do I have? Oh, I've got an Xbox, if you're interested in seeing me play any Xbox games. I do actually have a few Xbox games. I'm just not terribly... I don't much care for the Xbox. The controller is very counterintuitive for me. But there are a lot of Xbox exclusive games out there. And if you want to see me play one of them, let me know. You know, I've got Morrowind. I've got, let's see here, what do I have? I've got, oh yeah, I've got Conquer Live and Reloaded, which I might end up playing just the Conquer's Bad Fur Day part of that, because it is actually a remastering of the game, so it looks a lot better than the N64 version, and I don't own the N64 version, so there's that. Oh, I've got Brute Force, which is also an Xbox exclusive. I have Oddworld, both Munch's Odyssey and Stranger's Wrath. And I've got the Sega GT 2002 and Jet Set Radio Force disc. So I've got those games as well. So if you want to see me play one of those games, let me know in the comments below. Or if you want to see me play any game that you feel like sending in. Or if you don't feel like sending in, but you want to see me play it anyway, let me know, and I'll see what I can do about finding it. Apparently, a brand new thrift store just opened up in town. So there's that. I might be able to find something else. I do own a Super Game Boy also, and I do intend to start playing Game Boy games as well once I get my Super Nintendo here. So there's that. Obviously, I can't play Game Boy Advance games on that. I don't have a Game Boy Advance player for the GameCube. I would like to get one eventually, just so I can, again, play video games for you guys. But even if I did that, I still don't have a way to play DS games or 3DS games for you guys. It would be great if I did, but I don't. Sorry. I do have a 3DS XL, and I guess I could, hold it up to the webcam or something stupid like that. But I would assume that you'd much rather, have a screen grab of the game. And I can't just do that just yet. I know a lot of folks like to play emulators. I don't like to play emulators. I actually can't stand playing games on the computer. I'm terrible at it. I know a lot of people grew up with computer gaming. I grew up with console gaming. I don't know if I've ever given it a history of that, actually. I might as well. So I started out gaming when I was very, very young. My first memories of video games, my dad had his Atari 2600 Junior hooked up in the basement to a little 13-inch television screen, and we were playing Junior Pac-Man on it, or Pac-Man Junior. I don't remember which it's actually called, but it's one of the two. And it was like the only game he owned. And I had to have been like 2 years old. I mean, literally, I was young. And, but that's my first memory of video games at all. And then I remember, when I was older, Dad moved the Atari system back, he moved it upstairs to the main TV, because we got a brand new, at the time, this was the late 80s, so brand new, Actually, I don't think it was even brand new. I think it was given to us by my grandmother. But it was new to us. And it was as far as we were concerned, it was a big screen TV. I think it was a 19-inch TV, which, again, you don't think about that now as a big screen TV. But for us, at the time, it was. We were very poor. The fact that we had an Atari 2600 was a miracle. And I remember very distinctly, for my dad's birthday, my mom took me to Toys R Us to get my opinion on which Nintendo system we should get Dad. and we ended up getting him the sports package. I think that's what it was called. It was basically the system that had the console, Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meet, and then it had the track pad, of course. And it came with 2 controllers, because back then systems came with 2 controllers because they weren't fucking dicks about it. But so, you know, we got this system for Dad, and he and his friends would play it all the time, and I'd play it all the time with my dad and his friends. So a lot of good memories from that system. We only had the 1 cartridge for a long, long time. We ended up getting, I guess it was Bases Loaded and Metroid at a yard sale. I was really excited about getting Metroid, but I don't think we ever actually played Bases Loaded. But I played the hell out of Metroid because I'd played Super Metroid by that point at a friend's house. And so I was like, ooh, it's Metroid! Yay! And Super Metroid, of course, being the masterpiece that it was. Metroid, it was still a masterpiece, but when you start with Super Metroid, it's like, oh, wow, this is a lot different and kind of dumbed down. But that's not the case. It wasn't dumbed down. It was that Super Metroid was just that much better. But I didn't know that. Anyway, you know, so we got Metroid and we got Bases Loaded. That we never played Bases Loaded. I discovered the Duck Hunt cheat where you can manipulate the duck with the second controller. I discovered that all on my own. We didn't have the internet. Well, the internet hardly existed back then, but we didn't have it at all until I left high school. I went to college and they put in the internet. They put in fiber, actually, to get the internet. And so then after that, I lusted for a Super Nintendo for a long, long time. And finally, in, I guess it was 96 or 97, somewhere in that era, I did actually finally get a Super Nintendo. It was long after the N64 had come out. But it was brand new. It was a brand new Super Nintendo because the system was still relevant enough that it was still being stocked. It was, I mean, the thing had lasted for 7 years, you know. It was a huge system. So it was still being stocked places. So I still got a brand new Super Nintendo, but I was in like 7th grade, and, you know, the N64 had been out for a little while. But I was still thrilled with it. I mean, I loved the hell out of that system. My first games on that system were Killer Instinct and Jurassic Park. And, oh my god, I played the hell out of those games for so long. And then I got SimCity, and I played the hell out of that game forever. And I just, you know, I kept building my library. Just, you know, every birthday, every Christmas, I got a couple new games, and I was very happy. And then I got the N64 when I was in high school. So it had to have been the year 2000 or 2001. I think it was 2000, actually, that I got the N64. And I was super... I mean, I was surprised. Genuinely surprised. I was surprised by the Super Nintendo. I didn't expect that. But the N64, I didn't expect that at all, because I knew we were poor. Even when I was in high school, I was going to a private school, and we were poor as hell. You know, I got in purely on scholarships because of how well I had done on the entrance exams, and also how poor we were. So I knew we were poor, so I didn't expect to get an N64 at all. And obviously I still have that system, and I just every day I played that system. I took it with me to band camp, and we played the hell out of that system at band camp. We ended up getting 4 of us started choosing to be in the same room together every year. It was myself, well, I guess I can give their first names. I don't want to give their full names because, you know, privacy issues and all that. But It was myself, Chris, and Adam. And the four of us, our room became known as the Swamp. It was it was affectionately named, and we actually chose the name for it. But we were the kind of the band nerds. I mean, you think of band geeks as, you know, a clique in high school, and we were absolutely band geeks, just the whole marching band. But cliques were kind of weird in my school, and you know, this group of ours who were in the Swamp, and then we had another group of friends who were, excuse me, they weren't in band, but they were in, you know, like, two of them were in chorus, and some of them were in, and we were all in the sci-fi club together, so we were the nerds. And so we were the nerdy band geeks that were in the Swamp. So we had the N64 hooked up, we had a DVD player hooked up, we watched anime constantly when we weren't playing N64, and we were playing N64 a lot too. And we were set up at Wright State University. That's where we had our band camp. And Wright State University at the time, I don't know if it does anymore, but at the time, in their student union building, they had an arcade. It was just a little, like, just really shitty room off to the side that had a few arcade cabinets in it, but it had a few arcade cabinets in it. And, I mean, it had Area 51, it had Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it had Killer Instinct 2, which I was thrilled that it had that. I played that a couple of times. But the one game that was just an immediate hit and constant hit was Gauntlet Legends. If you've never played any of the Gauntlet games, Gauntlet Legends is an amazing platform to jump from, because it is the quintessential hack and slash. It is. It's perfect. It hits all the right buttons, and actually I considered doing episodes of Gauntlet Dark Legacy, which is basically Gauntlet Legends, but extended. I have the GameCube version, which is really, really buggy, but it's the version I have, and it's the version I played for a long time, and it's actually, I really like it, even though it is still buggy. But anyway, you know, Gauntlet Legends, quintessential. I had considered doing Dark Legacy as the first game on this channel, and actually I used Gauntlet Dark Legacy to test all of my recording equipment the first time. Before I even did the test video with Super Mario Brothers, it was Gauntlet Dark Legacy, because I was really certain that I was going to play that game. And I realized after the fact, it's like, well, you know, I can only do so much in that game and make it feel special, you know, and I don't want to start out brand new. I've already got, I think I've got a full list of brand new characters in that game. Well, I might still do it. You know what? I'll go ahead and do it at some point. Probably the next couple of games that I do. One of them is going to be Gauntlet Dark Legacy. But anyway, so Gauntlet Legends, the arcade cabinet was at Wright State University, and of course, you know, we only had, during the band camp day, we had a few breaks here and there. We had time to eat, and really, I mean, we had time to eat and time to get to different places, and that was about it. But during the time to eat, you know, we had like an hour to eat. You only needed half an hour to eat. So during the extra half hour, we'd run over to the arcade and play Gauntlet Dark Legends, because it was there, because we could. So that's what we did. I know this video is going on for half an hour, and I mean, the last couple videos have gone on for a long time too, so I'm just going to keep rambling. But Gauntlet Legends got me really interested in that style of gameplay. So then when Gauntlet Dark Legacy came out for the GameCube, I snapped it up immediately. When the GameCube came out in 2001, I was really excited, because I was like, you know, it was a new console, and as much as I enjoyed the N64, the GameCube had discs. And as much as I enjoyed the N64, I knew the benefits of having discs as opposed to having cartridges. And I knew Nintendo knew it as well. So I was really excited when the GameCube came out for that reason, because it was a disc-based system. I knew it was also going to be twice as powerful and you know, all that happy horseshit. But the thing that excited me was the discs. I was used to having cartridges, and I still really wanted to get the most out of cartridges, but I somewhere deep down I realized that the N64 was the best you could get out of cartridges. That was just it, you know? That was the pinnacle of cartridge technology, was the N64. So it really did need to extend to discs to get that extra little bit of, well, extra lot of stuff out of your games. And I was, at the time, I was working cutting grass for a couple of neighbors, and I saved up every penny. I mean, just every single cent that I earned, I saved up for the GameCube. A little tired right now. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. But I did. I saved every penny I earned to go towards the GameCube. And finally, after a number of months of saving, I had made enough to buy the GameCube. And when I had made enough to buy the GameCube, it was actually at the first moment that they lowered the price of the system. So I was like, oh, awesome! I can get a game, too! So I did. I got the I keep saying N64, I mean GameCube. I got the GameCube system itself, and I got Super Smash Bros. Melee, because it was Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I believe that was actually the first game I owned for the GameCube. I think Dark Legacy was actually the second game I owned for the GameCube. And of course then I had a little bit of extra money left over, and I bought a memory card 251, because it was also brand new at the time. So I was like, yay! The brand new big memory card. And, you know, I got games as they came out, and all the really popular games, of course, but a lot of other games, too, that you've probably never heard of, or, well, some of them you probably have heard of, but you've never seen before. Another game that I plan on doing for the GameCube on this channel at some point is Cubivore, which is hands down, one of my favorite games on the system. It is just phenomenal. If you've never played it, if you've never seen it, you're missing out. And I do intend to play it at some point on this channel as well. Probably not for a little while, because I know you're probably getting really burned out on the GameCube games. But, you know, it'll be soon. And, let's see here. Then the Wii came out, of course, in 2006, I guess. And I didn't expect to be able to get that for a little while, because I was still in college. But, you know, there was 1 month where I had paid my rent and had enough food, and I was like, you know what? I actually have enough money to buy a Wii. And there's a Wii down at the local Walmart right now. I'm just going to go ahead and buy it. So I did. And this was when Nintendo had their famous Wii shortage. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but basically Nintendo only made, at the beginning, a certain number of Wiis, because they didn't expect the system to do very well. They wanted it to do well, but they were like, this is a new concept with the whole remote control thing. We don't know how well it's going to do. We're going to test the market first. And that's what they did. Well, the market overwhelmingly a resounding yes, please. To the point that Nintendo just could not keep up with demand because they didn't have enough supply. So finally, then, the Wii Mark II came out. Well, this was after I bought my Wii. And the Wii Mark II had a little bit more robust hardware to it because it wasn't a test model. Excuse me. And then, yeah, they had the Motion Plus controller and all that. my Wii system ended up dying about a year after I bought it, and I was furious. I mean, I couldn't afford to send it in because they wanted $78 just to look at it. Not even, not counting shipping either way, not counting the repairs. They just wanted $78 to look at the system, and this was when I could barely afford the $60 to buy a game. It's like, no, I can't afford that. I would almost rather buy a new system. So for many years, my Wii ended up sitting there completely unused because I couldn't. The disk drive is what actually died. I could play, games that had been downloaded, so stuff for the Virtual Console, I could play, which was good because I had Super Metroid on the Virtual Console. I had Link to the Past on the Virtual Console. I didn't have those games on the Super Nintendo. But I did on the Virtual Console, so it was nice to have that, but I couldn't play my disc games, which is what I bought the Wii for in the first place. So finally, last year the Wii U came out, and I was really excited, and ended up getting a bonus this year for Christmas, for which I am extremely grateful, because it helped me make a lot of ends meet. But I had a little bit of money left over after all of that, and I threw it at a new Wii U, which is what I've been watching YouTube videos on my Wii U. I've been using it for other stuff too, obviously. I've got a few games for it, and I've been using it for the Wii games as well, because it's the only system I have now that can play Wii games. I just haven't played Wii games very much because it's kind of a pain in the butt now. Because I don't have much time to play video games, and also, my setup here, this is my main computer. This is what I use for writing and browsing the internet and genealogical research and all that stuff. So it's like my chair is usually facing there. I move it to do these videos, to face the camera to do these videos. So it's a pain for me to move the chair to play the Wii just because I have to wave the remote around. I know that's kind of, it's me being lazy. I understand that. And it's because I haven't played any Wii games in years that I do feel justified in my laziness. Even though all of the Wii games that I own are fantastic games that I would love to continue to play, I just can't right now. I don't have the ability to do it. That's not what I meant to say at all. I don't have the time to do it, and also I don't have the drive to play them. Like, I barely have the drive to play the Wii U games I own. For example, I just bought, well, not just, a couple weeks ago, I bought Mario Kart 8 because it was getting a lot of really, really good press. I've been skeptical about new Mario Kart games for a while. I bought Mario Kart Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance, and that was the last Mario Kart game I ever owned. That's not true. I own Mario Kart DS. But I did not own Mario Kart Wii. I did not own Mario Kart 7. So those games just... I never owned them. But I heard the bad press that Mario Kart Wii got, and I heard the bad press that Mario Kart 7 got, and I was like, I don't know that I want to get back into that franchise. It's a franchise I love, but it's like, I don't know that I should. But then a lot of the good press started coming out for Mario Kart 8, and so I went ahead and bought it. And I've played it a few times, and it's a fantastically fun game. I love it, but I don't have the time to play it. So it's been sitting on my shelf for the past week and a half because I haven't played it, because I can't. Because I just don't have the time. And that's the same story for all of my Wii U games. I own Mario Kart, I own the new Super Mario Bros. U new Luigi U, and I don't play those two games largely because the controls are floaty. That's why. I'm just going to come out and say it. The controls are fucking floaty. They made it a floater. It's Mario. Mario's not a floater, but they made it a floater. And it's awful. I can't play it. I'm sorry if you like that game, those games, but they're the same game, basically. That's not true. There are a few different levels and whatnot, but the controls are just floaty, and I can't stand it. I've also got Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD, which is a remarkable upgrade for the original Wind Waker game, which one of my favorite games for the GameCube. Again, just, you know, phenomenal game that got a lot of bad press for no fucking reason at all. You know, oh, the graphics are cel shaded. So, if you do cel shaded graphics correctly, and Wind Waker did, it looks amazing, and it did. But people didn't like it very much. Anyway, I'm over 40 minutes on this, so I'm going to sign off now because this is way too long for what was essentially going to be a test of the recording system here. So I'll see you guys. You know, if you want to see more videos, I swear I am actually processing more videos now. I've gotten a little bit of time. Like I said, today I didn't do any recording. I've been kind of taking a me day because I haven't had any of those in a long time. But I have been processing videos. I've got a video actually in my upload queue right now for Star Fox Adventures, but it's another gameplay video. I've got these videos, obviously. So if you're interested in watching me play games, subscribe, please. If you like any of the games, let me know. Like the video, comment, you know, tell me that you, or if you don't like it, tell me what you didn't like. Please, I want to know. I want some feedback on this. And other than that, I don't have anything else to say, so bye. I just got to reach down to get the mouse to hit the stop button. So, bye.